the time has finally come for me to make a purchase that I have been putting off for as long as humanly possible. I need a new work bag / travel bag. Now granted, I don't really do either one all that much anymore. I used to go into an office every day. I used to travel internationally all the time. And so I was using my work bag all the time. Now I work remotely. So I would say there's a time about once a month where I've got either people in town or I'm going somewhere where I need to meet them for work. I need to be able to bring my laptop. However, because I work from home, I would say once, twice a week, I take my laptop, not for the full day, but either just for the morning or just for the afternoon, and I'll go kind of post up either at a coffee shop or, somewhere else, like a restaurant or whatever. I will go and post up so that way I can go have a change of scenery. Sometimes I'll bring little Joey June with me. We have a nice little day of it. So I am still taking my laptop places, but also in addition to that, sometimes you just need a bigger bag when you need to carry stuff around, like when you're going to a friend's house or if you're going to run a bunch of errands or something like that. And now that I'm working again, and now that we're past the throes of the pandemic, which we were all in for a long time, was not traveling as much. Now I'm going to be traveling again. I am going to Singapore in November. By the way, if any of you all are from Singapore or have recently visited and have recommendations, please put them down in the comments below. I am so excited about my Singapore trip. But I do also need a travel bag where I can fit, a sweater, some snacks, my laptop, passport, things like that. So I am looking for a bigger bag. And obviously I do have a couple work bags, but I'll tell you why I kind of don't think they're really working for me anymore. So the first one is my trusty steed. It is my Saint Laurent East-West shopping tote. I love this bag and I really and truly recommend it. I've had this bag since 2017 and it has been through the ringer. It has been through the ringer so much that now at this point, the handles are kind of looking a little rough. And just like from an aesthetic point of view, that's a little embarrassing. Like I like to be, quite well kept. And so that's not great. Granted, you can still use the bag, don't get me wrong, but this just doesn't look great, especially for like a work thing. Like I manage people, so like I'm not trying to like show up looking like a busted up bag of biscuits. Also, the bag itself, it is starting to get a few scratches. Again, I think for the price that I paid for this and for as long as I've had it, I still think that this is a great value. And I have very highly considered repurchasing the exact same bag. Maybe just in a different color, maybe in the Northwest style, but I decided I want to go with something different. So I need something that works a little better. Also, I will tell you, even the handles, they don't look great. They also don't feel great. So that's another thing, just tactically speaking, if you're like a texture girly, the leather coming off is that's not great. I do also have my Prada. It's like a version of a Galleria tote. This is a great bag, especially for work, because it does have a lot of space in it. Like you can fit a whole bunch of stuff in it. It's got a divider, you can put a laptop in one side, all that. But it is more of a handheld bag and it is a heavier bag. So this worked really well for my lifestyle back when I used to drive to work. But now, when I'm doing a work thing, like I'm not driving, like I am Ubering, and then I am walking for a lot of it because I live in San Francisco. I live in a walking city. So this gets very heavy. It hurts your arm. I need something that I can really comfortably throw up here. This is not comfortable. This is like shoved up in my underarms and I cannot do this when I've got a coat on. So this one doesn't work. And then my most recent purchase, which I love, which is my Bottega Veneta Andiamo bag. This is great because it does fit a laptop. You got to finagle it in there, but it does fit. However, this is not really big enough for when I've got those big work days where I need to keep a lot of stuff in there, or if I'm going on like a big work trip, or if I'm traveling. This isn't big enough. It's fine for like a one day when people come into town, but it doesn't really work for those other needs. So long story short, I have pulled up several recommendations of bags that I would like to get as my new work bag and or travel bag, and I would really like your input. So I need you all to tell me which ones you like down in the comments below, which ones you own, which ones that like you've got your own points of view on them. Let me know what you think, what you like, what you don't like, what it fits, the good, bad, and the ugly. I am looking to essentially crowdsource a bunch of information about these bags from this video. So let's get into it with the first one. And I am gonna be looking down because I've got them kind of all pulled up on my computer in front of me underneath the camera. But the first one one is the Fendi medium roll tote. And this is in the Celia style, which means it's got like the stitching on top. I actually have a Celia style Fendi baguette, which also has the stitching on top, but that's what it means by Celia. But I think that this is a wonderful bag because this is very similar in like shape and overall vibe versus the Saint Laurent shopping tote that I have. This does have a little bit more detail. Obviously with the stitching on the straps, obviously with the horizontal line you see here, and you've got like the debossed Fendi, which is great. So I like that it feels like a little bit more stylistically interesting. Obviously it's not crazy detail, but it does have some detail on it. I think the size of it is great. I like that it's a tote bag, so I can easily just like throw it under my arms. The one concern that I have with this one is the width of the straps. They do feel quite thin to me. And so I wonder if it's gonna feel like there's a lot of pressure on my shoulder. I like a slightly thicker strap. Like the other ones that I have, they seem to be a little bit thicker. So I don't know about that. But I do also like that this one has like the little pouch pocket on the inside. A lot of times these totes, they might have like a removable pouch or they don't have anything on the inside. So I like that this one's got this like little zipper pouch compartment on the inside so you can zip away the things that need to be zipped, and it's locked and loaded in place. But it does actually look like you can remove it if you need to, which is good whenever you need to have the option. It looks like these little like not snaps but like buttons that go through. I think you can undo them and kind of pull the pouch out. So also you could kind of, I think, consider this a 2-in-1, which is fantastic. I think this is a good one. I also think that the price point is good. I mean, it's $2,500. I think that's about standard, you know, for what you would pay for a luxury bag. Anywhere from like $2,000 to $4,000 for a tote, I think kind of feels like in the right range. I really wish you could get a good one for less than $2,000. I think that would be quite difficult in the luxury realm. So overall, I think this is a good one. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Now, next up, we have two gorgeous totes from Celine. So the first one is this Kappa 16 soft tote here in this light stone color. I think that this is absolutely stunning. Like, this is just a very chic, very striking bag to me. And I think you all know, like, I'm like a practical, stylish girly. And so like this kind of fits both needs. This is stylish, but this is also very practical. I think my one concern with this one is that I'm not sure if with a laptop, I would be able to close the turn lock. So I think that this would have to be forever open when I've got a laptop in it, which doesn't feel great. I do think I could close it for when I'm on trips where I don't have a laptop, but that's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to close it. I wonder if maybe I should go take one with me and see if I can, because that's what I did with the Bottega Andiamo bag when I tried it on. I didn't bring a laptop with me, but the sales associates, they pulled one out that was similar to my size laptop, so we could put it in and see if it worked. But maybe I should just bring my laptop along with me and see if I could close it up. I also don't know if it's a deal breaker if it closes. I mean, the Saint Laurent one, you know, didn't have like a hard closure, so maybe I'm just being too persnickety about it. I don't know though. It would be nice if it could close. And next for Celine, we've got this medium soft 16 bag in smooth calfskin leather. This is beautiful. And I think that this actually remedies the issue that we were talking about with the other one. This one I am fairly certain would be able to close with my laptop. And I also like that it's got the secure top. But with that, that also means that there's not the ease of access that you get with open tote bags. Like open tote bags, you can just like, poop, you know, pop your hand in, grab it, like pull out your wallet, a bottle of water. This one I'd need to open the flap. So it kind of reminds me of like a Kelly where you've got to like have to like undo some things to get what you need. So I don't know, like, is the security of being able to close it when I'm on the go better or worse than not being able to close it, and like the inaccessibility that that causes? I'm not sure, but I really love both of these Celine ones. And you all know I've been like definitely on a Celine kick lately. It just very much so resonates with me and my aesthetic. So, and a lot of you all too. So I'm not sure which one. Now, these are both very similar in price point. These two, the first one was $3,300 and this one's $3,450. So obviously about $1,000 more than the Fendi one, which is not nothing. So it kind of makes me really want to lean towards the Fendi one because that's quite cheap. Relatively speaking, it's like $1,000 less, but I don't know. This one's got the security that it can be closed. So yeah, but moving on to Louis Vuitton, I do have two options here from Louis Vuitton for you. So the first one is this fast line tote. Now, obviously Louis Vuitton bags in general, usually they're quite recognizable. There's usually like Louis Vuitton plastered all over them, which I like. Don't get me wrong, I am into a logo. You all have seen me in logo stuff. For a bag that I'm gonna use for work, I don't want it to be so shouty. I don't mind if there's a logo on it like this one. Like this one is nice, it's discreet, it's not too big, but I don't want one with like an all over print. So it was hard for me to find ones in Loewe that I thought would work. And you also notice the first three that I showed you, unless you know Fendi or Celine, no one would know that those are expensive bags, and that was another reason I like them. But this one will be pretty clear to folks like that I'm wearing a Louis Vuitton bag. Again, I think that the logo here is quite discreet. It's not so shouty, so I'm kind of cool with that. But I really like not just the fact that this is a good size and shape tote bag. It seems perfect. You know, it will fit a lot of stuff. It's not too big. It doesn't seem to be too heavy. But I love that the shoulder strap here, it is adjustable. And that is something like, as I'm seeing it in this bag, I can't believe that more bags don't have adjustable straps, especially with tote bags. Because one thing I don't like with certain bags, especially tote bags, is when they have too long of a strap and then the big tote bag is down by my hip or down like by my bum area, then it's like too heavy of a bag to be down that low. And so if the strap is just like a set length, it just is that length. So I like that this one is adjustable. I think it's really nice. I also quite like this inky blue color. I think that this is like a very like appropriate for work type of color. Will match a lot of things. Part of me is wondering if I should definitely go with a lighter color though, because I am wearing a lot more lighter colors, but I do also wear dark colors. So I don't know, but it does seem like a good easy-ish color to match with a lot of stuff. So I like that. And also I feel like the inky blue, it's kind of different than a lot of the other blues that we see. So I kind of like that too. There is also this other Louis Vuitton bag, and it is the low-key hobo in the size. It's one of their newer styles. And this is very different from the other ones we've seen. The other ones are very much so like they are a tote bag. And this is more of like a abstract type of hobo type of situation. You know, it doesn't really like close all the way on the top. And based on the dimensions, it looks like a laptop would comfortably fit in here. But here's my question. What would it look like with the laptop inside? Because I think what's beautiful about this bag is because it's more like this like slouchy, like hobo style, it's tapered in at the top. And I wonder if I put my laptop in there, even though I do have a smaller one, if that would then just make it look like this weird block rectangle of a bag. So this feels like one, maybe I should just like have a day where I go and just like try on a bunch of bags with my laptop and see like how I feel about them. But I think just like stylistically, this one's beautiful. I also like that it's got hooks at the top, so you can hook it closed if you'd like. Kind of like very similar to like your Neverfulls, things like that. The color is beautiful, the styling is beautiful. It does also have a removable pouch insert, so you do get that little extra, like little present, if you will. This one is $3,600, so I think this is so far the most expensive one that we've looked at. But I mean, look at it. That is really, really pretty, right? Yes, I really, really like this. So that's that one. Moving on to one of my favorite brands, Bottega Veneta. And even though I just got the Andiamo, you know, like I said, I don't think that the Andiamo is right for like long trips, big work trips, things like that. But this cargo tote, I think, could be. This cargo tote, I like it. I like that it's structured. I like that it's Bottega, so I know the leather is gonna be beautiful. It also looks like the strap is also slightly adjustable here, which is really nice. I hadn't even actually noticed that just until talking about the other one, that this one's adjustable too. So I think that those are all great things. What's interesting is the top of it, and I don't know if I love it or hate it. So let me know what you think about it. But it's got one of these drawstring tops. I think what I hate is the way they've styled it on the website, that they've left obviously the drawstring open and just like let the sides of the drawstring just hang down on the side. Like, that's not cute. I don't get that. That just looks like unfinished to me. If I were going to wear this bag, I would, you know, pull the strings and then tuck them in to the top. So I like that this one is kind of more secure than a totally open bag, but it's not obviously as secure as like a zipper bag or the Celine one we saw with like the top flap. So that's interesting. But I really like this bag overall. Part of me also wonders though, is it like a hair too structured? Maybe, I don't know. It also looks like it only comes in black. And although black is like a really smart color for a work and travel bag, I am just not in my black era right now. Like, I'm just not. And I just don't think I want a black bag. Although I know how practical it is, I think I really want a different color tote bag for work. So I don't know about that. And with a lot of these like newer styles or like more specific styles, they tend to only do them in black, or they might add one pop of color. I could go to the store and ask, because obviously not everything that they have Online is everything that they have, but I don't know. So that's that one. And then going on to the last one on the list, but I do have some honorable mentions, and I'll tell you why I didn't include them on the list, just, I don't know, to show you my thought process, is the Loewe Puzzle Fold Tote in this beautiful white and tan color. I love this bag. And you all know, I'm not like a huge Loewe girl. Like, it's just, not all of it is my style, to be quite frank. But I really like this tote bag. I really like the color combination of this like white, what is it? Soft white and paper craft combo. I think this is a great color combination. I like that it's an easy to access tote bag. You know, the shape of it is great. I do also like that it's visually interesting. And it also makes me feel like this would actually be pretty good as it relates to being on a flight. Because you know, sometimes when you put your bag, you know, under the seat in front of you, you got to move it, maneuver it, whatever. I feel like the folds would actually be really great for that because it kind of has more give than just one piece of fabric. So I think that's really great. And just like look at it on the model here. Like this is a beautiful view. So part of me kind of feels like this might be my front runner. I'm not sure. Maybe the Celine ones. I don't know. I really can't decide. But this one's just like it's a very simple tote bag. I don't know if it has any, let me see if I can scroll down. I don't see any type of like pocket or anything on the inside. So I don't think there's a pocket. I don't think there's an insert. I don't think there's anything else on this bag, but maybe that's the best thing about it. It's simple, just like my Saint Laurent shopping tote was. I don't know. I really like it. Oh, actually, and also I really like the price point of this one. This is $22.50. Oh my God. Okay, wait. I love that I was gravitating towards the cheapest one on the list and also some of the most expensive ones, but also the least expensive one. Okay, that's another tick in this one's column because we love a frugal girly, right? We like to save, relatively speaking, money. Okay, so those are all my front runners. Let me talk about some honorable mentions and you let me know if I unnecessarily like cut them from the list. I was also thinking about a Chanel classic shopping tote bag. And this, I would probably buy it pre-loved. I would not buy this one brand new because the ones brand new from the store are like $7,000. No, I'm not doing it. Unless one of you all want to buy me a $7,000 bag. No, that's not happening. I would buy a pre-loved one and I'd buy like a pre-2019 one so that way I could get the good quality. And I think I'd go with one in like a light color, like an ivory. The trouble is that even pre-loved, those ones are still pretty expensive. They're still around like $5,000. So it still feels like more than what I want to spend on a work bag, essentially. Another pre-loved one that I would get would be the Fendi X tote. Now, the Fendi X tote is very similar in shape to the On The Go from Louis Vuitton. And I think it's beautiful. And it was one that like I highlighted in previous videos about like work bags that I think are great. The trouble is that it's mainly available in canvas. And so even though it's beautiful, it is going to get stained. And I think I'm looking for like a workhorse of a bag. So I just don't think a canvas one makes the most sense. But counterpoint to that, help me think it through. You can get them for about $1,000 on the pre-loved market. So would I mind a bag that looks a little more beat up because it's canvas, but I saved a bunch of money? Like maybe if I just got it in like the dark, like tobacco typical Fendi FF colorway, maybe that would be the right way to go. I don't know. Also, another one I considered was the Louis Vuitton On The Go tote bag. Obviously, I didn't want to go for it because usually, like most of the colorways do have quite big logo and signage on it, which I don't love. They do have a lot of seasonal versions, but again, I think they all do have quite a fair bit of logo on them. But let me know if you've seen any that are pretty discreet in nature, more of just like their regular like textured leather, then maybe I could consider it. And the last one that I was considering was the Valentino Rockstud tote bag, just like the typical Rockstud tote bag. You can get this pre-loved in great condition, like almost pristine condition for like $1,000. So again, it's a really good deal. It is the perfect size, you know, it's what I need. And I've told this again in my like unpopular luxury opinions. I've talked about how much I love Valentino Rockstud, even though some people say it's going out or it's not necessarily in style. But I really like it. So part of me just wants to be like, screw it and get like a bag that I like. That's a really good price. It is the right size, but also like, then there's like the ego side of me that doesn't want to be dated or whatever. So yeah. So, okay. So you've seen all the bags that I'm considering. Let me know your thoughts on them. And also let me know if you think there's another one that I haven't considered right? If there's one kind of similar in vein to all of these, it's got a lot of the same elements and criteria that you think I've missed, let me know that down in the comments below too, because I am not even close to making a decision on this. And thank you all so much for your help. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would love it if you could just give this video a little like. Just give it a thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel. So that way you can get all the latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.